Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another fun Friday video with me. Today I wanted to show you guys how I do my everyday makeup routine, which shouldn't even be called everyday because I don't do my makeup every day, but when I do and I want to go for a more natural look, like something I would wear to work, this is the type of makeup that I would do. So super minimalistic. It's not a no makeup look because I'm definitely wearing a lot of makeup, but it's just a more like professional or simple look. No eyeshadow. But I do have on a full face of makeup basically besides the eyeshadow. So I hope you guys enjoy watching, and if you want to see how I do my everyday makeup look, keep watching. Before I get started, I do want to disclaim that I literally am just an average beauty person. I don't actually know how to do any of this makeup stuff formally. I do watch a ton of YouTube videos, which is why you'll see me try to mimic some of the techniques that you see makeup artists do, but I'm probably doing it wrong, and I'll be the first to admit that. But you guys might not know that I used to actually love makeup more than I loved fitness, everything. Beauty was my first passion that I ever felt like I really wanted to be on YouTube for. This was years and years ago, and I actually filmed 2 or 3 beauty tutorials and edited them and everything, but I just never uploaded them because I don't know, I really did not know what I was doing, especially with the YouTube stuff. And I still don't know what I'm doing with the makeup stuff, but now that I have a channel, I might as well share all my interests with you guys, and beauty is one of them. Yeah, so let's get started. So I've already washed my face and used my moisturizer, did all my skincare stuff this morning, and now I'm going to move on to my primer, which is just the NYX Hydra Touch Primer. Now that dewy makeup and everything is more on trend, I have definitely been sticking to more hydrating products rather than mattifying products, even though I have combination skin, so my face is pretty oily, my T-zone, and then normal everywhere else. I still like to stick with the hydrating formula makeup because I don't know, I just like the way it looks. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and mix my foundation. So I know a lot of people do their eye makeup and everything before foundation typically, but I've always just done my foundation and my base first, especially for this type of look where I am doing a super casual, not a no makeup look, but this is what I would wear to work. So more professional looking, not a lot of heavy eye makeup. I don't really need to do the eyes before my foundation. So I've been mixing these 2 foundations, which is, I don't know, kind of funny, but it's the Infallible Pro Matte and then the Infallible Pro Glow, both by L'Oreal. And I'm mixing them not because of the formula, but mostly because of the color. My Pro Matte has more of a reddish, pinky undertone, and my Pro Glow has more of a yellow undertone, and I feel that both of them on their own is a little bit too yellow or too pink for me, so I just mixed them. And then also the Pro Matte, I know is a lot of people's holy grail drugstore makeup or drugstore foundation, but I find that it just looks way too cakey on me because of the matte formula. So I went ahead and mixed it on my hand, and then I am just putting it all over my face, not in any type of manner. Usually I'm just pretty liberal with it, and I'm using just a normal flat top foundation brush, and then I go ahead and go in with my dampened beauty blender and blend that out. And if you see me looking this way, it's because that's where my mirror is. If you guys notice, I didn't really pack on a ton of foundation in specific areas I need more coverage. I just did an even layer on my entire face, because what I'm doing now is I'm going to go in with a concealer and touch on those areas rather than cake on foundation in those places, because I want to avoid looking like I'm packing on too much makeup. It's the Gotcha Covered Concealer, and this is in the color Sand. What I'm going to do is take a smaller, like more precise brush, and I'm dipping it into that concealer, and I'm just kind of dotting it on the areas that I need more coverage. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but I'm just getting it all over. Carefully take a smaller beauty blender and the point end of it and go ahead and blend it out, but super carefully because I still want the coverage. I just don't want it to be like a dot. Tutorials I've ever seen for covering up like pimples and stuff is by Desi Perkins, which I'm sure you guys all know and like follow her. I'm seriously obsessed with her and Katie, but she does a like pimple covering video or tutorial on how she covers her pimples, and a lot of the techniques that she uses I find super helpful. That's like where I kind of learned not to pack on too much foundation in the areas, in your problem areas, and kind of just let concealer do that. Okay, so I have some spots that I just like won't be able to cover. Like this one here is more of a scab rather than a pimple. So not only is like the coloring different, but the texture is different, so you're kind of going to be able to see it no matter what. Okay, so now that I'm kind of like letting my foundation set and that concealer set, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eye areas for the things that I'm gonna do. So on a day-to-day basis, all I do is my eyebrows and mascara. So for mascara, I use the NYX Big and Loud Lash Primer. Jesus, you would think that I'm like sponsored by NYX or something, but honestly, I just love all their products. They have such a huge variation of things that you can get. Like, sometimes it's overwhelming because they have like 10 variations of the same thing and you're just like, oh my god, which one should I get? But not only that, not only do they give you a lot of options, they also are just so affordable. And if you shop through Ulta, they just always have like sales going on, like buy one get one 50% off, buy one get one 40% off. So the last time they had, I think, buy one get one 40% off is when I restocked on a bunch of my NYX stuff, because things like primer are things that I use more than other products, so I know that I'm gonna run out of them eventually, and so I stocked up on those. Now I'll show you the rest as I use them. But yeah, this is my like third tube of this Big and Loud Lash Primer, and I really love it. And I've used like the Dior and Lancome lash primers before, the white ones, and honestly I feel like it's very comparable, and it's about a fourth or like maybe like a third of the price. Well, after that I'm going to move on to priming my brows. So I don't know if anybody else does this, and this could totally be super weird of me, but I like to prime the skin that my brow product is actually gonna go on. So I just use an eyeshadow primer, which here's another NYX one. It's the Proof It eyeshadow primer. I actually just got this one, and so I just put it on my fingers, and then I'm just priming like my brow area for me to lay the product on later. And I totally don't think I've ever seen anybody else do this, but oh well, whatever. I just feel like it provides a better base for my brow product to go on, and it makes it stay longer. Speaking of brows, I'm getting my brows microbladed tomorrow, which will probably be the Fun Friday video next week, but I'm super nervous, but I'm also really excited. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but My brows are pretty flat and are pretty short, so you'll see when I actually do my brows that I like to elongate the tail and make it look like I have an arch more. So I'm super excited that once I get my microbladed done, hopefully it'll turn out really great and I'll not have to do that anymore with the product. Okay, so now that I've let my foundation and concealer sit and I've primed my eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and do my under eye highlighting, which I use. All of the packaging on this is worn off, but this I'm pretty sure is like Maybelline Dream something, Dream Lumi. I'm pretty sure it's Maybelline. I don't know, I'll look it up and link it below. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that small beauty blender that I was using before and just blend that out. I watched this one tutorial on how to highlight and contour like different types of face shapes, and for my face shape, which I believed was, I don't know, I think it's round, it was like saying that you shouldn't take your highlight or like your under eye concealer like all the way up here like a lot of people do. You want to target it more towards the center of your face. I'm not sure if that's true, but I think it's because it keeps it tighter in the center rather than pulling it outwards, and if you have a round face you don't want it to look wider than normal. So I have been doing that lately instead of like going all the way up to my temple with it like you'll see a lot of people do. I kind of just keep it in this like triangle here. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eye with the Laura Mercier. This is the Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. This is what everybody else has. This powder is super finely milled and I just like love the way it looks once you put it on. Like it just makes your face look completely finished. I'm gonna move on to doing my brows. So what I've been using lately is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I've been using this for a really long time. I'll show you. Most of it is gone, which is amazing because when I first got this I was like, I will never be able to go through this. But most of it is gone, which is awesome. Like I mentioned before, I like to just elongate the tail and emphasize my non-existent arch. That's a little bit misleading. I meant to emphasize an arch that I don't have. So like, I want an arch, not emphasizing the flatness. I know a lot of people love the flat brow look. It's just not for me. I like the way the arches look and like the natural fuller brow. I already have like a very serious resting bitch face, and I feel like if I was to exaggerate my naturally flat brows, I would just look furious and like a bitch even more than I already do. So that's like basically all I do. It's not a huge difference, but it is to me. Like I can already tell like my face to me looks more put together because I emphasize this tail. So here's the side that I've done and then the side that I haven't yet. So you can see it's just like a little bit shorter. And this is another reason why I prime the skin around my brows, because I feel like the pomade it's super tacky and everything on its own. It's a pretty dry like type of pomade, but by just making the skin tacky, it just helps stick more. And since I told you guys I have like combination skin, or like I use like moisturizers and things like that, I don't want my pomade, my brows to like slip and slide around during the day, which it totally happens anyway, but if I can try preventing it as much as I can, I totally will, which is why I like priming the skin around my eyebrows. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and take a spoolie, like a loose spoolie. I kind of just like take these from Ulta or Sephora whenever I go, like when in those makeup tester things. I just like take a handful and like put it in my purse, because you could totally buy them in packets from like Sally's or like on Amazon or something, but like why do that when you can just get them for free? And I go ahead and kind of just blend in the pomade with the rest of my hair, and I also like shape my brows down to like the way that I want the hairs to point. So yeah, so the brows are now done. I'm actually gonna let the product like rest a little bit before I put my brow gel on them. So moving on to mascara. So this is the Maybelline's Colossal Spider Effects mascara. Okay guys, I don't know what just happened, but I almost had a heart attack because I thought I forgot to hit the record button before I started filming, and I was like literally about to cry. But no, my camera just shut off randomly. So still annoying, but not as annoying. But now that my eyes and everything are done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the finishing touches on my face. I don't know why I have multiple faces, but on my face. And I've been contouring slash bronzing with one thing. Oh my god, I can't even imagine how many people probably cringe at that, but I use the Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced. It's just like this mini travel one that I have, and to me this is a cooler toned bronzer, so I feel like I can use it for contouring, and it works for me. I use this like Real Techniques brush and kind of just chisel my cheeks out. I'm going to highlight, so I do highlight every day, even if it's like a more casual look. I just like love the way that looks. I would totally like go naked face and highlighter too. Like I just feel like highlighter is the best thing to have. And I'm just using the BECCA highlighter in Champagne Pop. I'm sure you guys have seen this all over YouTube. I use like a little fan brush by oh. And so what I used to do is do the top of my cheekbones and go above my brow. But what I've been into lately is the top of my cheekbones and then under my brow and doing the C there instead. I don't know. I just like the way that looks better. Okay, so now that everything is done, the last step I always do is my brow gel, which this is super exciting because I just got this, and before I was like using hairspray on a spoolie, but I finally got a product that is specifically made for keeping your brows down, and that is the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. Another NYX product. What do you expect? So I like the front hairs to kind of stick more up and down, and then as I get towards the end, I comb them downwards. I like the fronts to stick up like that because I feel like it looks more natural than if you were like had super smooth edges. Not that that's bad, but I just like the more natural brow look in general. Oh, actually, here's the real last step. I don't do this all the time because sometimes I forget, but when I remember, I love doing it because it feels bougie and awesome. But I am going to do a makeup setting spray. So I have a few different ones. I've had ones by Urban Decay, I've had different drugstore ones. This is the one I'm currently using. It's the L'Oreal Infallible setting spray. And I think that this is, it's just a makeup extender. It doesn't say if it's like matte or dewy, but and now I am all set. So I feel like this is a pretty natural look that everybody can do. It typically only takes me like 10 to 15 minutes, but because I was kind of talking to you guys and explaining all the steps, obviously it took a little bit longer. But I hope that you guys like enjoyed watching how I normally do my everyday makeup. Again, I know it's not like using pro techniques or anything like that, and I'm sure I did a lot of things wrong, but this is how it works for me, and I like the way it looks and how I look fresh and put together. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.